So are you time blocking or you want to do time blocking better? I've rounded up 10 tips that I think will be helpful to improve your time blocking in today's video. So there are a lot of people who want to work deeper when they're at work. They want to have a period of time when they're actually focusing on something and actually getting something done in their day. And this is actually developed from a concept by Cal Newport, which is called deep work. And it's really that intention to try and make your sessions more focused and undistracted. Before we begin today's video, I am writing more on Medium if you want to check that out. I'm writing about productivity tools, my opinions on the future, and also overviewing the best applications in lists, and also recommending the best applications for certain activities as well. You can check out the Medium below. It'd be great to have you. I'm a Medium subscriber and I really love the content that's on Medium. So you don't only get access to my writing, but you get access to all of the other resources and articles that are already on Medium. You can also add them in lists and start following different publications. It's a giant site that you'll particularly enjoy, so the link will be in the description for that. Okay, so let's tuck into some time blocking tips. My first one is day themes. Now this is something that's actually promoted a lot by Mike Vardy, who is a productivity expert. And what he recommends is to theme your days based on a certain type of activity. For example, a theme that might be currently relevant to you. So for example, for me, it might be to record one day and get everything I'm doing related to recording done in one day. And then maybe the next day writing, maybe the next day editing, batch producing work. Now this is something you can actually bake into your time blocking. So for example, if you wanted to set specific days, you could set an all-day event and do them on a recurring period of time. So for example, Mondays could be your recording day, or Mondays could be your writing day, or Mondays could be your outreach day if you're in sales or marketing. So being able to batch a certain activity can sometimes be beneficial. It won't work for everyone because some people like to have a bit of differentiation in their day. I know I'm more that. I work in 2-hour blocks. And sort of do 3 2-hour blocks in a day that are more intense. However, other people do like to have that just one focus for the day, and that can sometimes be the difference between a really successful day and not. So day theming is a great methodology to check out. The second is blocking technologies, and I'm not talking about distraction blockers. I'm talking about blocking technology, which is time blocking technology, allowing you to essentially start implementing it inside of your application. So obviously if you have Google Calendar, it's a great resource for being able to block time, but there are tools and technologies that can help you go even further. Apps like planner apps like Sunsama, Friday, Akiflow are all becoming more popular as ways to be able to correlate your tasks to your calendar and being able to block that time out. It's really cool to be able to have that technology, but there are also even advanced technologies like Clockwise, which can help you do it automatically by analyzing your calendar and working out specific focus periods of time for you. There's also an app called Focuster, which does something similar as well. But these technologies are out there and we've reviewed a couple of them here on the channel if you want to check those out. That sort of attachment to technology can sometimes just enhance the way you're doing time blocking. Number 3 is implementing weekly reviews. Now sometimes we get carried away with the week of tasks, but if you've blocked out a period of time every single week to do a week review, it's a great way to just zoom in and go what actually is working and what isn't working. Killing off maybe some dead wood that doesn't work for you is probably a great way to continue to improve on how you're working productively across a week. So if you're not doing a certain time block in a certain way, or you were distracted, or maybe even the day theme didn't work out, a week review, actually using that time to go, okay, that I didn't do well with recording on a Tuesday, or I didn't do well with writing on a Wednesday. That can help you to analyze what went wrong and improve on that. So blocking in a week review every single week is quite an important activity, and it's really underrated. So number 4 is clear objectives. Now sometimes when we do time blocking, we might put something like writing, and for some people that might be a great little incentive to start cracking on with some writing, but for others, clear objectives can help them to determine what their goal is for that session. Now you don't want to overload yourself, you don't want to overcommit to doing too much, like 5 videos in this period of time, or maybe that will work for you. But what you want to do is maybe set yourself a good comfortable target that you know you're going to reach. For example, if I was doing a 2-hour block of writing session, 2 articles is pretty reasonable for myself. Writing 2 articles on a specific platform might be a great way to set a clear objective. So I'd recommend using clear objectives inside of your time blocking just to intensify your session. Number 5 is using extended meetings and time periods around that. So for example, if you have meetings in your calendar and you've blocked out time blocking around it to do a bit of focused work, then it's important to leave a little bit of buffer. Sometimes preparation can start earlier, sometimes they can end later. So it's important to leave yourself 15 to 20 minutes just to give yourself a bit of break time, sort of like transition times between tasks, because sometimes you can burn out a lot faster if you're going from something to another thing really, really fast. And sometimes you see time blocking techniques block out all these periods of times, and sometimes it's a bit intense. So just make sure to protect time around meetings. Number 6 is highlighting per day. So there's actually a great concept in a book called Make Time. There's actually an app that comes along with it. We reviewed it here on the chat channel. It's called Make Time, but it essentially focuses on 1 highlight per day. Sometimes we see, like I said just then, time blocking calendars that look really intense, that are filled to the brim. Sometimes that's too much, and being able to focus on one thing or 1 or 2 or 3 things during your day can actually be a better sort of focus for the day. And that Make Time app is a great one to enhance what highlight you want for that one thing you want to do for the day. And sometimes that can be the difference between getting 1 large thing done to 1 small thing, or 3 small things that don't really move the needle. Number 7 is deep and shallow work. Now, we sometimes know that shallow work is something we do pretty routinely. I know, for example, when I do administration tasks, it's shallow work. I'm moving between small things that maybe take 10 minutes, and I'm not very focused on it because I'm switching things. I'm maybe stopping every now and then, talking to someone or things like that. But deeper work is actually a better concept. So a great tip that I recommend is checking out the book Deep Work by Cal Newport. It's a fantastic read, and it overviews how you can utilize the concepts of working more intensely on one thing versus multitude of things and how that can benefit. But it also overviews what the difference is between that and shallow work. So number 8, if you looked at tip number 2 and you're going, I don't need another app or technology, that's absolutely fine. Existing applications that you might already use, like Todoist, Asana, and others, may already have an integration that works pretty well. So for example, I connect my Todoist with Google Calendar more recently to be able to block out periods of time, and it reciprocates. It works together with the application. So every time I create something on my calendar, it pops into my Todoist, and I can populate what I need to get done in that period of time. Number 9 is unfocused work environments. Now, I am very aware that it's not always as easy if you're in an office to be able to focus because there's people around you that are distracting you. But sometimes if you know of an environment that you work with, maybe you move yourself out of the office just to like the hot desking area, or you move yourself into a coffee shop or something else like that, or at home in a certain room. Focus time is really fundamental to improve the way that you're time blocking, because if you focus more intensely during a 2-hour time block, it will probably save you more time across the week than an interrupted, a distracted session. A good example, particularly for me, is when I go to do writing, I tend to go to a coffee shop, but I tend to choose the coffee shop where I don't know anyone in, which is a bit savage, and I put in my headphones and I try and block out and maybe listen to some Endel or something like that to keep me really intensely focused, and when I start the session after they bring the coffee to me, so that there's nothing to interrupt me. Whereas if I was going for more admin stuff, I'd probably go to my favorite coffee shop where I'm more open to bumping into people or things like that, or picking up calls. But being able to get that focus time is so fundamental. And number 10, a really underrated tip is to take breaks. It's really simple, but block in breaks if you do want them, or just take the breaks naturally, because that flow, you need to recharge sometimes, and that flow of doing 2 big time blocking sessions in a day versus like 5 can sometimes, and having a break between them can sometimes be the difference between great work and good work. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed my time blocking tips and tricks. Feel free to subscribe if you're brand new. Check out our Medium if you want to learn more about our writing. But a big thank you for stopping by today, and feel free to share the video if you think somebody else would benefit from it. But as normal, thank you so much. Have a great week and keep productive. Cheers folks. Bye.